What is up? This is your LA in a minute, and I'm here at Griffith Park at the remains of the old zoo, the Griffith Park Zoo. Now, I found out that it was opened in 1912, but it even has history before that, so let's get into it. Now, even though the zoo first opened in 1912, this area was initially an ostrich farm opened by Griffith J. Griffith, the park's namesake. Now, ostrich farm sounds interesting, but at the time, ostrich feathers were a popular accoutrement in women's fashion. So Griffith J. Griffith and English naturalist Charles Sketchley decided to import a few dozen of the birds and set up a farm here as a revenue stream. By 1889, women's fashion had evolved and ostrich feathers were no longer in vogue. Griffith and Sketchley decided to close down the ostrich farm. By 1912, though, the same land had a rebirth as the Griffith Park Zoo. Now, the zoo opened initially with 15 animals, but by the 1920s, it had gained a little bit of popularity, and film producer William Nicholas Selig donated more animals and expanded the zoo. What he was going to do with those animals initially was open an animal theme park, but that never manifested, so he gave them to the zoo. The zoo was further expanded in the 1930s by the Works Progress Administration, and the style was caves and iron bars, which was basically how zoos were at the time. Now, I mean, some of these spaces are very tiny and cramped. And I mean, aside from the graffiti and stuff like that, you could just tell it was not optimal situation for the animals at the time. So as Los Angeles grew, the zoo was attracting 2 million visitors per year, but the facilities were considered poorly designed, small, and inadequate. So in 1958, the city of Los Angeles passed an $8 million bond with plans to create a proper Los Angeles zoo. Now, the zoo closed in 1966, but the ruins remain, and it's currently used for filming amongst other activities, but it's still part of the Griffith Park Zoo and the Los Angeles legacy, and it's pretty dang amazing to pass by on your way through Griffith Park. All right, LA, it's been a minute.